Do you believe in Jesus?
I thought you guys start singing. I mean, yeah, I believe in Jesus.
Okay, well, that's what we're going to talk about today.
Um, but I have a question of my own. Do you think God is a name or a title?
I think it's a title.
It's a title. So, do you think God's is like a plural? Like, it's like the plural version, right?
Are you asking if I believe in multiple?
No, no, no. I'm saying like, do you accept that God's is a plural version of like multiple gods? You know what I'm saying? Like Zeus and all that. Like a
Um,
pantheon of like gods.
yeah, because isn't there like some religions where they believe in multiple?
So you say that there could be gods like with an S.
Um, when I think of God, I think of one singular being.
Okay, but you don't like. So you don't. So there's no gods. It's only God.
For me personally.
All right. Do you think God? Okay, you want to talk about like the religious part or like the actual like deity?
I don't know what that is.
The deity is like Buddhist, Allah, God. Um, it could be any one of those.
I mean,
But the religious.
those are just all words for God.
So do you think God could be a being or just a thing?
I think it's a being.
A being like of what? Like energy? Like is it like one singular being, but all religions, should I say, believe in, but they just have a different name for him?
Uh, yeah.
So like you're saying a Buddhist prays to Buddha and a Muslim plays prays to Allah and they're the same person that they're praying to.
But I think everyone has like a different image in their head.
I don't have an image in my head. Like what do you imagine God to be?
I always pictured him as um a man with like a white beard. So like
A white
Santa
beard.
Claus.
I I imagine like a just a glowing ball of light. Like something like the sun but smaller and brighter, if that makes sense.
I mean, but people
Because
believe he was never a person, right?
yeah, well, God just was never a thing. He was just always here in my like that's what I think.
Well,
Like do you think God was created or like was he always here
I don't know. In my head, he was always just like a person.
in person? Do you think he's like does he have a gender?
Um, it's hard though because like just with like history, like how also like how Jesus has been like portrayed, like you have that image in your head, but that doesn't mean that image is real.
Yeah, like modern images of Jesus isn't actually true to form. Um, it's just like Leonardo da Vinci, he painted a Jesus, but he didn't use images of Jesus. He uses models that he found of people, like people that matched, a description of Jesus. Because Jesus could be a dark-skinned, dark hair man, or he could be a light-skinned, light brown hair man as well. He can have curly hair and he can have straight hair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, didn't people say like he was brown though?
Yeah, that's what they say, and I think that is true because given like the geological location, he could have been, you know, of course, like the sect that they are in. But when you look at, because he was a Jew, right?
Yeah.
Well, Jewish people are mixed of like all kinds of things, right? So there's no real telling of like what Jesus really looked like. And it's not really important in my opinion, like how he looked. He's Jesus after all.
So would you consider yourself religious then?
I would, yeah. I hold myself to the Holy Spirit.
Well,
No, like what?
oh, go ahead.
What religion are you? Are you Catholic, Christian? Like
I wouldn't say I'm religious.
you just believe in a being, like, but you don't condone to like churches and all that.
Yeah, I think I've only been to church like 3 times in my life.
And it was all for funerals, right?
Um, no, I went with grandma. Um, and I went,
Well, grandma was Catholic.
yeah, and she had a bunch of angels in her house.
Yeah.
And my other grandma, she would like make me do like the sign of the cross a lot,
hmm
but that was like as
Like,
far as it really went.
but before, like, would you do the sign of the cross before prayers or after prayers?
I wouldn't, well, when I was little, I guess it was just like at the end of the day, just to do it, I
That,
guess.
did you do the whole like the fingers and then like the whole the Son, the Spirit, and the Holy Ghost and all that, and the Father? Like, did you do that like the whole across your body?
Yeah, she, like the forehead and
Yeah, to the chin, down to the chest, and all that.
yeah, she would say
Um,
that to me like every time I visited her.
that's more based in the Catholic belief. Christians don't really do that. Um, my friend Dominic is a Baptist Christian, and you go depending on what church you go to, because every church is different. There's some where people are quiet, it's like a library, and the priest is talking, and some are like joyous and jumping and cheering for the Holy, Ghost and all. Um, and I'm not sure why there's such a difference, like in church. I guess it might be just on the ministry and how they run it.
Yeah, well, what is that saying? Like, not all Christians are Catholic, or how does it go?
Well, Catholics and Christians are two different things. They fall under Christianity, but their beliefs and the way they worship, especially the way they worship, is different.
But there's a saying, I don't know how it goes. But whatever. And most people, most Mexicans are Catholic.
Catholic, yes. And I think that's due because of the Spanish, because the Spanish were like close to the Pope, um, and the Spaniards would go on holy quests to the Latin Americans and um, continents, and they would spread their religion to the local populace, and I guess that's where we get our ancestors get the whole Catholic belief is because of the Spaniards.
Yeah, so it's just like passed down to us.
And it's kind of like ingrained in us, not really to the extent of like worship, but ingrained in us in the belief of God, period. Ever since we're born and raised as children. And I think because my mother, she wasn't religious, but my father was. And so I learned more from him about God. And of course, my grandparents as well. But my mother, she would never like teach me anything about God, even though her mother, our grandmother, was a Catholic who had angels, as he said, in her house everywhere.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's
Mm.
it's interesting because our parent, like our moms, like our grandma,
Aren't big believers.
was really religious, so it makes me wonder, like, did they not really practice that growing up, despite grandma believing in it? Because
Some people come, some people come into religion later on in life, more than like sooner in life. But from what I've been told, that grandma was always religious, and I think my mom, our moms, were just like not tired, but kind of like fell out of that. I'm not really sure
I think
how. My
it's
mother says
what
I was gonna say how my mother, she said that she just never believed.
I was gonna say. I think it's also because like our moms were uh the last of the siblings to be born, and they were also the ones who were born in the States. So I feel like growing up, you're just like more. open-minded to like other stuff, I guess.
Hmm.
Because yeah, she never taught me anything about religion.
Like the rosary and all. She never taught you that.
No, and I think she like believes to like a certain extent, but she's like,
Well, I guess you could say you learned that from her, that you believe to a certain extent, no?
yeah, I guess that's why. 'Cause like growing, like when I was younger, I would always just be like, oh yeah, I'm Catholic, just because like I knew that's what our family was, but like I never
Mm.
really practiced anything.
Like that goes for me too. Like I would call myself Catholic, but I don't practice as a Catholic. I don't. I practice as a Christian because I don't believe in the Pope, and I also do some of the prayers that the Catholics do. I still do the communion, which if people don't know what communion is where you take the bread that is the body of Christ and you dip it into the blood, which is usually wine, um, which is the blood of Christ, and you put it in your mouth and you pray and you let it dissolve a little and you chew it up. You know, of course, you eat it um, because at the Last Supper, that's is where it derives from. The Last Supper, that's what they did. They had bread and wine, and Jesus said, "Eat this, for this is my body, given unto you for the forgiveness of sins." And he said, "And drink this, for this is my blood." And then, in the Holy Sacrament, and this and that. And I'm only explaining it because not everyone knows what communion is. Um, do you believe in the cross? Like, because like in movies and stuff, like the cross is always held in great respect.
Um, Hold on, I have to do something really quickly.
Okay. While you girls away, I'm gonna say that she's addicted to crack, heroin, and everything under the sun. So don't trust what she says because she's crazy. And
That's actually true.
hopefully this podcast isn't too serious. I'm gonna start goofing it up here, just to have some fun. And hey, what's up, you girl? Oh, I guess she's gone. Um, so you girl, and I are gonna
Wait,
talk
hello?
about religious stuff, of course. Oh, hey, how you doing?
I don't know what you like went mute for a while.
Oh, I was just talking to the audience saying how we're not gonna keep it so serious throughout the whole podcast, because that'd be boring.
But the sign of the cross,
Yeah,
it like always scared me just because, they use it in scary movies.
yeah. As you know, I have a giant cross in my room. It's the giant McDonald's M, and I always pray to it. Where Ronald McDonald sits on it, and I pray, "Oh, Ronald McDonald, may I live to see another day."
I mean, I have a rosary in my room.
Oh yeah, you wanna read it out?
Kind of lazy. You see, this kind of
Yeah,
like
okay,
shows how I
that's
don't really
fine.
take it too seriously because
I mean, the most important thing is to have faith. Um, it doesn't matter what religion, just have faith. And even if you don't believe, as long as like you see a reason to live, and don't give up the ghost, as Jesus said. Do you know what that means? Give up the ghost?
no, actually.
That means die. Because when he was on the cross, he Jesus gave up the ghost. He died. Um, that's what
Oh,
that
that's
means.
interesting because I was listening to a
Uh,
song with that title and I was like, I wonder what that means.
he gave up the ghost. Yeah, it's derived from the Bible, and so many things are derived from the Bibles. Even names like Matthew, Luke, John. Those are names from the Bible. Um,
Isn't Adam one of them?
and those are names. Adam is that's the
Oh,
first man that was created, and Eve. Yeah, Eve. Eve is also a common name.
um,
Um, Rachel is also another one.
The only Bible I ever read was a children's Bible, and I think I only read like the first 30 pages.
That's fine. That's probably usually children Bibles are condensed, so you probably learned a lot from that one reading. Do you know Moses, the story of
No.
Moses? Well, he was a pimp. No, no, but he was in not in line. He was adopted by the Pharaoh, by a woman that was I don't know if she was the daughter or the wife of the Pharaoh, but anyways, he was a Jew, and the Pharaoh commanded that all the babies that were male were to be drowned in the water, and his mother couldn't do it, so she put him on a little basket and threw him across the what's it called? The 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 one in Egypt, that one, the Nile River, and he was rescued and he was raised, and he eventually escaped from the Pharaoh, and that leads all the way to the burning bush, to all the way to the Red Sea, and Moses is a real iconic figure in the Bible, and fun fact, he's mostly confused with Noah, who's also a popular figure in the Bible.
Noah's Ark.
Um, yeah, Noah's Ark. Um, there's also a good movie with what's the guy from The Office? He stars in it.
Oh, I don't know.
You ever seen that movie? Oh, it's a good comedic movie where Washington D.C. is like the place where it's gonna get flooded. But yeah, it's
So
a
would you
funny
say
movie.
you're well educated in the Bible?
Um, Mostly in the Old Testament, which is really not important to us. But the New Testament I know a fair good amount of. Of course, I'm no pro. I'm no priest. I just like to read because reading's always good. I have a big old fat Bible actually on my desk right now. Um,
Do you
but
go
yeah,
to church often then?
not as often as I used to. Before I left to go study abroad, a woman study abroad. Ha 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 ha.
Anyway.
Um, I would go every
Oh,
weekend
wow.
to church. Yeah. So the way I my church now is to get high on weed and read the Bible. That's basically it.
A couple years back, I went to my friend's church, and I think she was Christian. I don't even know. But they were like singing and
Hmm.
dancing, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, it's definitely a
The only
Christian
times I
church.
ever
Yeah.
went to church, they spoke in Spanish, and I like could barely understand because they were using very technical terms, and it was just, an old man talking and talking, and I was just sitting there being confused.
Yeah, it definitely depends on what church you go to, because they all like each ministry is different from each other. Some are more lively and some are more like traditional and stuffy. Um, but yeah, like some churches have like little events, like little carnivals for the family. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Like church events. There's like Easter egg hunting or Christmas plays that they put on for the church. And some churches never do that. Like all year round, it's just the same old thing. And that really discourages people from going to church because, it's boring. I have to admit that it is boring. Um, but other churches, have fun things. Like on Halloween, they have like a little thing, like to keep it safe, for the kids. Um, but anyways, if you go to church and you think it's boring, try another one. One church is just as good as
yeah, and like I
another.
said, I'm not really religious, but I felt like I like needed to go. Like I just went for fun, just to like go and like support. And then I was like, oh, what they're saying, like it actually spoke to me.
Mhm. That's one creepy thing I always felt about church. Anytime like I felt bad or something, it felt like the priest was talking right to me. It
Yeah.
was kind of
It,
freaky,
e- Even though it's like so
right? You know what I'm
general, it
saying?
was like so specific to what was happening in my life at that time. I was like, oh my God.
Mhm. Yeah,
Oh
it makes you
yeah.
say, "Oh my God," you know. But I think that's like an art that they do. Like they speak in a general term that speaks to everyone. Because when you think about it, everyone goes through the
Yeah.
same problems. Um, it's just at different points in their life that they go through. And it's like being a teenager. Like you don't listen to your parents, even though your parents have been through the same thing. Like you just deny it and look back at it saying like, oh, only if I paid
Yeah.
attention, you know? Because like everyone's gone through the same thing. Even if you think you're alone, just know that there's someone else out there that has the same problem or has been through the same problem as you. That also goes back to depression. You know, everyone, not I'm not gonna say everyone, but most people go through a bout of
Yeah.
depression.
And there's
And
also different kinds, there's also
sometimes even,
like high functioning depression and very severe cases.
mhm.
Can you hear that? There's
Yeah, I
another
can hear that.
thunderstorm, so my dog is panting.
Well, another thunderstorm.
Um,
Pray for it to go away.
do you pray often?
Or um, yeah, every time I eat or go to sleep. But I have rules about when I pray. I don't pray in public, and I don't pray at a stranger's house unless they pray too. And but no matter what, before I go to sleep, I do pray. Like it doesn't matter where I'm at. Um, I don't know if those are just rules I
Wait,
made up
so
for
let's say you're
myself, but
sleeping
it's just
over
what
at
I
someone's
do.
house and they don't pray, so do you do it or not?
Yeah, I still pray. But if I'm eating at their dinner table and if they don't
Oh,
pray, I don't pray either.
I think I only do it when things are bad.
That's always fine. I mean, that's
It's
what
just
prayer is
comfort.
for, you know, like you yeah, it's when your time of need for comfort, you know. You don't have to pray at all in the first place. That's a teaching that some ministries do. Like prayer is not necessary. Um, do you believe do you believe in heaven?
I think there's an afterlife.
And do like how do you think you get into that afterlife? Do you have to do like good things? Do you have to have faith? Do you have to
But
just
what
be
are
a good
good
person?
things?
Good things could be like
But
donating to a charity,
here's the
helping at
thing,
a
what if you
food bank.
donate to a charity, but that charity ends up being a scam?
Well, that's not your fault.
But but
You at least
but
like
that's
you,
what I'm saying. Like your
what?
intentions could be good, but that doesn't mean the results will be good.
And that's not your fault. Like how can you be blamed for that? It's like it's like if I delivered packages of poison muffins, I didn't know they were
But
poison.
you
I
still
just
like
did what I was
indirectly
going to
harm
do,
someone.
you know? But I didn't do it intentionally. And I probably would feel absolutely terrible of like if I poisoned someone unwillingly. It's like don't shoot the messenger. That's what I'm saying. Don't shoot the messenger because I'm not the one that wrote the letter or has the message. I'm just delivering
And
it.
also, what's considered bad?
Bad could well, there's like there's some extremes where saying a bad word like fuck
Isn't
is
cutting your
like a
hair also
sin.
a sin?
Um, in some religions, like if you're a Muslim, if you believe in the Quran and all that, that's a sin, I think, for women. Um, I don't know about men. I'm not expert in other religions where that is a sin. Um, but as I was saying, and there's like less extent, murder. Murder is a sin, definitely. But there's also a tricky thing, like defending your life can also be seen as a sin or not. It depends on who you're talking to. Um, like say example, like say a guy is trying to rob me. He pulls out a knife or a gun, and so I kill him in defense. You know, Some people could say that that's a sin no matter what, and other people saying that's not a sin because you're defending your life. I don't
Um,
know. What's your
I
opinion
think
on that?
like I feel like once we pass away, I don't think it's just like, oh, that's the end, like nothing else happens, but I don't know if there's like something that just like determines, okay, you go up or you go down. Like I don't think that happens.
You just pass on to the
I
next. That's what
mean,
you think.
there's also
Um,
reincarnation.
the reincarnation is an interesting thing. I believe in it. Um, I don't know about the whole animal part. I believe we come back as other people. Like, what's
Yeah, I
your
don't know
opinion
about
on
the
that?
animal thing, but as Catholic,
Hmm.
as Catholic people are taught like not to believe in that.
Well, technically, this is like kind of out of field, but you can be Buddhist and also still be Catholic. Because in the Buddhist religion, like the whole main theme is all paths lead to one end. So no matter what, you still go to the one end. And actually, I think it would be good as a Buddhist, um, because like in the way you believe in afterlife, it doesn't matter if you go up or down. Like there's nothing determining that, right?
Yeah.
Um, but in the Buddhist religion, they believe that like, no matter what, if you're good or bad, you still go to the same end. Like all seven
So do you
roads
think
lead to one
like
path.
once people pass
That's
on,
what.
there's just like people chilling somewhere together?
Um, what I believe is like if we go to heaven, because I do believe in heaven, um, we either put to work or we do chill, you know. But I think it's like on Earth, you have to work to keep your way. Um, and that could be a myriad of things. There's some stories of angels building cities in heaven made of gold. I don't know if that's true or not, but you know, that's just the example of something that people may do in the afterlife is build cities of gold.
Well, do you believe in ghosts?
I do. I believe in spirits, demons, ghosts,
It's a
specters,
specter.
whatever you have. I also believe in witches. A specter is like a ghost in a way, but just different. I don't know why it has a different name. I'm not expert on the paranormal, but as I was saying, I don't. I also believe in witches and stuff. So do with that as you will.
Have you ever had an experience?
No, but I know you did, and
I
I
did.
want to hear that story again.
Oh, I
Something
think I
about your
was just
bed
I have
shaking.
like a sleep disorder.
Yeah, what's it called?
No, it wasn't that.
Sleep
I think it was just
paralysis, or
because
you,
like
you
I was
what?
like half awake, half asleep, that like my brain was off but on. But I know like that's like how sleep
Yeah.
paralysis happens too, like because like you can't move your body, right? Um like your mind is awake but your body is asleep.
Hmm.
But like I haven't had that where like I'm stuck and I see things, but it was just like I was waking up, so I felt like my bed was shaking. But I don't think that was paranormal. I think I was just like, I was just like sleeping badly back then. But I did,
Hmm.
I feel like I'm kind of scared to talk about this because it happened in this house.
Why?
I feel like I have like
Oh.
seen like figures walk back and forth in the hallway. Don't make that noise.
Oh, sorry. I was just like trying not to
Um,
speak.
but I've never heard
Um,
anything. I feel like some of it is just like my mind playing tricks on me. But like there was this one day where my dad was out and I thought he had come back home because I saw someone walk into my parents' room. And then like 5 minutes later, I can hear the
Hmm.
car drive into the driveway and like the door slam, and it was him. And I was like, I thought you were already here. Um,
That is definitely freaky. Your dog
Maybe like a
hasn't noticed
couple months
anything?
ago, she kept like staring into my sibling's bedroom, and they
Oh
have
my
like this
God.
like noise machine, and there's like a light. And my mom said she was staring into
Hmm.
their bedroom and she saw like the light like flicker as someone like walked past in front of it. Um, and she thinks it was grandma, but I don't
Hmm.
know about that.
Hmm. Um, your
Um,
siblings haven't said
no.
anything? Because like children and animals, not to compare them, but like apparently they're susceptible to seeing spirit. Um, there's a theory that at one point as children we all like see spirits, but we eventually block them out. Kind of like how you see your nose
Oh
all the
yeah.
time, but you block it out like subconsciously. It's the same thing with spirits. Like we see them still, but our brains just block them out because we've become accustomed to them. And the only reason we notice them is because like either that spirit is just such like the energy in it is such that we our brains just like take note of it, kind of like how a fly like
Yeah.
close to you,
Yeah, I
you
believe
like
that
notice
like
it.
kids and animals can see things that we can't.
Yeah, but let's move off from this
But I
topic
kind of
because I
have
know it's
another little
thundery
story
where
though.
we're at. And
It was after
all right,
grandpa
okay, go
passed
ahead, my
away.
dude.
Um, like a couple months, I had this dream
Hmm.
where all of us were there. And we were at this restaurant, and
Hmm.
he came to me and he hugged me and kissed me. And like before that, I was like feeling really guilty about his death. And like after I had that dream, like all that guilt just like went
Hmm.
away. I don't know if that's like ghosts. Maybe it was just because I was thinking about him, but I feel like maybe they can visit you in dreams.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I've I've only talked to our family like after Grandpa passed away. I've never had a dream with him in it. But our family members around me, even my father, had a dream with him. Um, I don't know. I mean, when I do pray, I pray like to Jesus. I say, Lord, if you're willing, can you please let my grandfather know I love him. Um, but yeah, I don't know. He's not the only one I pray to. I also pray like for other members of my family that have passed away. Um, but yeah, I mean, I believe we can stay in contact with them in a way, even though in the Bible it says not to disturb the dead. It says to let
Oh,
them rest.
it's very
Ooh,
fitting.
thunder! Oh, yes. I just don't worry about it. If they haven't done anything now, the spirits, that means they're just harmless and they're there for another reason. And if they're
I
probably
mean, it
not
could also
malicious,
just be my mind playing
it's
tricks on
just
me.
they're there because it also could be. I felt like when I was younger, I felt like I saw some stuff, but now I think about it, it was just probably nothing. Um, and you sister, when she was younger, she would like make up stories, but I don't know if they're just stories or what. Um, but yeah.
My dad, his
Um,
dad passed away when he was like 12. And every time it's like the anniversary of his death, like he has
mhm.
dreams of his dad visiting him. But maybe that's just because, like it's the same time. Yeah, like that time of the year, but I
It's
don't
on
know,
his
it's
mind all the
interesting.
time. Yeah. Yeah, dreams are definitely are interesting. They say that dreams are like our
Well,
brain
we
trying
did
to
have a whole
explain
episode on
what's happening,
dreams.
you know? And we did. And if you want to listen to that episode, just go back on our playlist on YouTube if you're listening on YouTube. We're on Spotify, on Dream Concert. Uh, it's a good episode, full of K-pop. But yeah, I can really hear that storm now. And
Um,
is your dog
she's
like just
okay right
panicking?
now. She's shaking.
Oh, I
Probably.
wonder if that storm's gonna come my way. One interesting is that my old dog that passed away, she was terrified of storms. But my new one, she doesn't care. She if anything, she just starts running around all crazy. And but she's not even afraid. And then when the thunder's like real close, she's like starts barking, but she's not like afraid. Um, I don't know. She's a crazy one. Like the other day, my dog like grabbed a sock, one of my dad's socks, and she just like ran all around the house, like just like with the sock. Like we weren't chasing her or anything. She just grabbed it and started running everywhere. It was fun. Um, but yeah, dogs are nice, and religion is good. Oh, you ever heard that song? Beer is great. No, yeah, beer is good, and God is great, and people are
I've heard
crazy.
of
It's a
Jesus
country
loves
song.
me, this I know, for the Bible tells me so.
Jesus, take the wheel. That's a good meme one. That everyone should know, and they should know. Um, I don't know. Christian
Me
rock
neither, and
bands.
I
What,
don't
what?
want to.
I never listened to them. There's this one called um, what's it called? My friend Dominic introduced me to them because he's like a big Christian boy.
Well, I think he's
Um,
committed some sins.
yeah, yeah, definitely. But his family like
Oh, that's
has a history
interesting.
of having priests and stuff like in the family. Yeah, and his father even went to a school to learn about the Bible. Um, but yeah, what's it called? Yeah, stripe. It's like stripper, striper. That's the name. The name is Striper. Instead of an E, they put an I. They're like a religious rock band. I have to admit, some good songs in there. Um, but yeah, I mean, religion is what it
You
is.
don't have to
If you
follow
believe or
everything.
not, who cares? Yeah, and so no matter what, if you're religious, leave it down in the comments.
I
If
can't
you're
believe
not,
we didn't touch on
you
the
know,
biggest thing,
leave
the
it down in
biggest
the comments.
controversy surrounding religion.
And we can
Okay.
next episode.
Is there a Mexican heaven, Lord? Will my grandfather's beer breath be real bad, or will they make him take mints or the white Tic Tacs? Do the R&B and hip hop radio stations play all raps, or do they still